was interesting when I was on the Foreign Interference Committee. This used to come up regularly when you were asked, and you asked them, well, could you give us any examples of actual Russian interference here? And they kept saying, oh, Russiagate, 2016 US presidential elections, Brexit, that was it. Even though they had all been scrutinised, those two incidents had been scrutinised, not by me or not by some radical lefties or whoever, but by statutory state bodies in the two countries, and revealed that there was no such interference, or what interference there was had negligible input on either. And yet, time and again, in the European Parliament's reports, this completely wrong information was being written into the report, even though they knew, and everybody knew, that it was completely false. So what we have here, and what Russia has been, is they're a cover story. That's all they are. It's the same with the reason why they're trying to con you into spending billions of dollars of citizens' money on weapons of war rather than diplomacy and so on. You have to have a bad guy, because who in their right mind is going to agree to that? You have to make people fearful. So we call it Russian interference, but it's not without any evidence. It's to prey on fear and different, and that is just absolutely insidious. It's a cover story to silence dissent at home. I mean, we used to make the point that truth is the first casualty of war, and it used to be always so. But in previous wars, you could at least put forward an anti-war position and be engaged upon on the merits of the argument. Now you don't need that. All you need to say, if somebody argues for peace or with you going to Moscow, oh, Kremlin bots, Russian agents, and they're either at worst in the pay of the Russians, or if not, well, they're just useful idiots, and that's the end of it. Those responsible for the mess we're in don't have to explain themselves, because they can just dismiss you with a smear. And Russia is that smear, even though there's no basis to it, and even though the logic for all of us going forward on this Eurasian continent is to work cooperatively with each other to invest in diplomacy and against war, rather than the madness that we're empowering now. And information is part of that. It is a battlefield, because information is power. So they're trying to mess with people's heads in relation to information. They're trying to distort the reality, make people afraid to disseminate information or to speak their opinions out loud. Because who wants to end up like Richard? Who wants to end up like other people and be smeared in that? No. So you say nothing and you sit back. And it's that sort of fear of being targeted. Not
like, share, and subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.